Hi YouTube, Elkhart Prepper here. Working on a figure 4 trigger for a trap set. I'm actually in the house today just goofing off and thought I'd practice a little bit of my trapping trigger skills and such. What I wanted to do is show you what you need to make one of these and share with you how it works. You guys could definitely watch a few other YouTube videos if you're interested in seeing how the notches are made, but the notching is very simple. What you need is one stick that is long enough to be brought down into 3 pieces. 2 are relatively equal in size, and then you have one that is a little bit longer, maybe 1.5 times. And what you're going to do is you're going to start with a multi-tool with a knife blade option and a saw blade option, or a saw, a hand saw of some sort, and pocket knife. I like to use my Schrade pocket knife. It's pretty good. It's 7 hardened steel, flips down in. Pretty handy dude. I use it a lot. Stays very sharp. Very happy with it. It was pretty cheap. I have other knives that I use, but for what I'm doing today, that'll work just fine. You saw your stick that you've picked into 3 pieces, as I described. You can make a simple trigger and practice with sticks about the size of your pinky finger. Doesn't really have to be huge to get the skill set to do this. And what you'll do with these 3 sticks is turn one into a stake stick, and it's going to have ignore this first notch, I put it in the wrong spot. You're going to have a stake stick that's going to have a tapered point, nice and flat, and then it's going to have a notch in it that is 90 degrees opposite of the flat portion of the point. If you see what I mean, you're going to notch into it here with a little, I call it a Lincoln log notch, and then this is a nice taper. You can taper that however you like to taper the ends of your stakes. You're going to have a second stake, the action of your trigger. It's going to have a blunt point on the end. It's going to have a blunt point on the end, and then a number 7 notch carved into it, and then a tapered end like your stake stick. You're going to want that tapered end to be as close in line, not 90 degree opposite, but as close in line with the number 7 notch as you can get it. Doesn't have to be perfect. These things can be tweaked as you go along. Then your final portion of your trigger will be the stake stick, and again, I notched it in the wrong place to begin with, so don't worry about the 2 notches. Just focus on this deeper Lincoln log notch. Your stake stick's going to have a skewer point on one end, and then you're going to have a notch set in it that's going to meet your stake, and then 90 degrees from that is going to be, on the end of it is going to be another number 7 notch. So those are the notches that you're going to deal with. What you do is you notch those in. It's easy to lay it down on the ground and give yourself an idea of what it's going to look like before you begin your notching. You can kind of see that in the video here. It's a number 4 trigger because it's shaped like the number 4. And when it's all put together, the weight of your trap resting on top of this, can you see that now? Let me move that up just a little. There we go. The weight's going to rest on top of this trap, forcing weight and pressure at this point and notched at this point. What you do with this is whatever you're using, I'm using one of my wife's totes. You could make I think it's a Navajo Indian bird cage in nature. I'll probably do a video on that pretty soon since I brought it up. But you grab your stake stick, you hook it together, blunt point just underneath the lip of your trap, your stake standing slightly angled towards you but more or less straight up and down. Rest that trap on top of that pressure point, and then lock your bait stick in. Now you would want to practice this before you baited it to make sure it's going to work, but then when you're ready to final set it, you would want to skewer your meat source or your fruit or your guts, whatever you're going to put on the end of this steak. Make sure you guys can see. Okay. You're going to bait this stick. That's why it's called the bait stick. But it'll lock right into here. Remember, the basket is pulling away at this notch point, so you'll want to slide the whole thing together to lock in there. The weight of that basket you might need to adjust slightly. There you go. Hopefully that won't slip on me. This basket is extremely smooth and shiny and slick, so it may slip right off there, but in nature, if you made the bird trap that I was talking about, you'd be using wood, stakes, and sticks, and there'd be knobbies and bark and such that would allow that pressure point to seat a little bit better than a nice smooth basket such as this. At any rate, you would then funnel in how you wanted your critter to come into this trap. If I want the critter to come in this side, which I would, because of my notch being here, I would want that critter to attack this trap from this side, knocking that bait stick out of this notch and allowing the trap to fall, hopefully catching your critter. So you would funnel in with natural material, preventing the critter from coming in this way. You would funnel in a little bit this way, allowing nice ease of access to come into this path, because animals take the path of least resistance. Here comes happy little squirrel. He's hopping in here. You got a nice heavy basket. He's going to attempt to get the food off of this, and you've got dinner in the pot. You come back and your trap's set. Looks like this. He's in there. The only thing you have to worry about is him getting away when you attempt to either dispatch him there on scene or live catch him and take him back to your camp. Live food doesn't spoil, so it's always a good thing to try to keep critters alive as long as possible so that the meat doesn't go bad on you. But in a survival situation, maybe you're hungry and you need to eat now. So that is my number 4 trigger for a trap system. Again, you could use just a pocket knife, your favorite knife, whatever you carry. I carry a multi-tool with me every day, so just a multi-tool would do the trick with this. Doesn't matter, even the larger diameter trap that you might put together uses the same basic notching principles. Again, just to review that real quick, you've got a Lincoln log notch that meets up with a Lincoln log notch between your stake and your bait stick. You've got a blunt end with a number 7 notch, a tapered end, and backwards. Those notched together, Lincoln log fashion, just like when we were kids, and then the tapered end goes into the 7, the 7 goes into the tapered end, and the pressure point is right here, making it look like a number 4. Alright, thanks for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something. If you like what you've seen, click like, share the video with other people, subscribe. I'll make more videos as I have time and as I find out what people are interested in. This is Elkhart Prepper saying, have a great day.